First Corinthians 15:20 through 22. But Christ has indeed been raised from the dead, the firstfruits of those who have fallen asleep. For since death came through a man, the resurrection of the dead comes also through a man. For as in Adam all die, so in Christ all will be made alive. Good day, everyone. I'm hobbling around like an old man. It's not as bad as I expected it to be, really, but still, none too pleasant either. But, yeah, I gotta go to church now. So I'm gonna get my car, which is not gonna be easy, so I'm gonna see you guys in a bit. Hey, yo. Just got out of church. Walking around, stiff-legged, trying not to, I don't know. It's just, it is what it is. Not comfortable. Couldn't have changed positions. I can't sit in one spot in one way for too long right now, because I was doing that yesterday on a much more uncomfortable seat. So I'm home for lunch, so I'm gonna go to you-know-where and get some food. And later on, I have a Mafia Party to go to. I'm excited about that. So I'll catch up with you in a bit. Alright, I am off to play some Mafia. Excited. Although 2 minutes till the party's supposed to start. I doubt they'll start right on time, and I'm hoping they won't. I have to explain the rules to some people, but hopefully I get there in time to make it into the first game. It's fun to watch too, but we'll see. Hey, I just got back from an awesome time at the Mafia Party. I've described Mafia recently in the past, what it is. I'll go quickly over it again. It's basically a game where you have to read each other and really process information and think. It's a thinking man's game. So obviously I like it because I like to think things through. So basically you're given a card. Your card tells you what role you are, whether you're mafia, a cop, or a townsperson. There are other sub roles, like a nurse can save somebody. There might be a governor. There might be a gunsmith. There might be a miller, and those are different roles the townspeople have. And then there's mafia. Usually any number of mafia, depending on the size of the group. And sometimes the mafia are regular mafia. Sometimes the mafia have special roles, such as the Godfather, the Framer, the Silencer, and the Yakuza, which of course is Japanese for mafia. And they each have their own unique things that they can do aside from being a team made up together to be the mafia. And it's all random, so no one knows except the moderator, who walks you through the days. And so there's 2 cycles, a day and a night. During the night, the mafia kills someone, the cops investigate someone, the nurse saves someone, the mafia might do their individual roles. A vigilante may be in place, which we've nicknamed Batman, which can kill a random person during the night. And then you wake up during the day, you find out who died, you find out what other consequences took place during the night, and then you have to work that day through and figure out who the mafia is and make accusations, put someone on trial, and take a vote and lynch them if they're found guilty. A majority vote. And if they're not found guilty in the majority vote, then they survive that day. And then you go day, night, back and forth until either the mafia have the same number of people as the townspeople left. So if there are 4 mafia and they all stay intact, you have to have 8 people left, 4 townspeople, 4 mafia. And then at that point, that night, mafia kills someone, they're down to 3. And then at that point on, mafia stays on top. So there's no way for the town to win if mafia has as many people as the town. So then with 3-3, 2-2, or 1-1. That 1-1 is going to happen. Well, it could happen, I guess. Anyway, the town wins if they eliminate all of the mafia by figuring out who they are effectively and then lynching them. It's a fun game. It's really awesome. Like I said, different rules for different sizes of groups, different ways you want to play. We played maybe 6 games, maybe. Yeah, we played 2 games, 2 more, 5 games. Played 5 games. One game when I first got there, I was a cop. My other cop went down, and I was able to figure out who the last mafia is and win the game for the team. The next game was a slightly bigger group. I was a normal townsperson, and I was able to cast the tie-breaking vote to eliminate the last mafia and lynch them and win the game. And then I sneeze a bunch. No, that didn't happen, but it just happened. Obviously, you know that. In the third game, I was a cop, and I was able to figure out that the mafia cards weren't shuffled in, and they were sitting 3 in a row, and rather quickly we eliminated the mafia and won the game, me and the other cop, for the town, without too many casualties from the town lynching and stuff. I'm not sure we had any casualties, actually. We won it pretty solidly. And then the next round, I was Mafia, as was the same guy who was a cop with me and one other guy. And we played, and the first time we only played normal Mafia. Second game, we added 2 special Mafia. So we had the Yakuza, which was me, and the Framer, which is someone who can make someone else look guilty when the cops investigate them during the night. And so we wound up taking control of the numbers, and then on the last round we killed someone who was suspicious of one of us, framed someone, although it wouldn't have mattered because there were no cops left, and I, as a Yakuza, did my role of committing suicide, taking myself out of the game and giving the role of Mafia to someone else, and in doing so changed the numbers on its head, removing 2 people, myself and someone else, to give the Mafia the win on that move. So I was directly responsible for all 4 of those wins, which is pretty cool to be able to say. I actually went undefeated in game 5. We played a big group, 20 people, and I was a normal townsperson, but I was sitting next to someone else who was a normal townsperson. We were talking and trying to figure stuff out. One mafia went down, another mafia went down, random townspeople went down along the way as well. Someone threw a suggestion that I might be guilty my way, and so I started watching him for the rest of the match, the game, whatever you want to call it. Pointed out to my friend who was talking with me, and we both were watching him intently, and every time he did something suspicious, we caught it. He did one thing after another thing after another thing, very subtle, to where people sitting around him had no idea he was doing this. Because we were watching him, we were catching them, and so ultimately it cost my friend his life in the game, and he was out. And I kept watching him, kept it low key, and he gave something else away. And finally, after an unsuccessful attempt at having a trial and lynching him, and both cops that we knew about being convinced that he was innocent, and he walked away, we then, the next day, after another death, and his other mafia member being taken out, leaving him the only one left, we were able to put some legs on it and vote out the last mafia and win the game. Taking out the person that I was suspicious of before anyone else. So I wasn't directly responsible, but I was influential in that win as well for the team, the town. The only time the mafia won in a game that I was playing, because they played a few games outside, we split into smaller groups and played 2 games, some inside, some outside. I stayed inside. So all the games I played, town won, except the one time I was mafia, the mafia won. So there's that. That's my day in a nutshell. It took me 7.5 minutes to talk to you about that. Hopefully you followed it. I was following it in my head. If you're confused, look up how to play Mafia online, Wikipedia, look at a YouTube video. I know there's some videos of people actually playing it on Skype or what's it called? Google chat or whatever it is. And so there are ways to figure it out and watch it and stuff. But it's an awesome game. It's a thinking man's game, like I said. You have to stay on top of things and process and just watch, observe everyone, people watch, things like that, and you can usually figure out stuff. So I highly recommend playing it if you haven't. Don't let the terminology of killing and things like that defer you. The game's called Mafia, so of course those things are going to be present, but they're present in the very imaginational way of just an elimination in the game, basically. And there's nothing that actually depicts death in the game, really, besides that. So, and then I came home, and here I am. Right at midnight I got home, so it's about 10 minutes after midnight now because I've been talking for almost 9 minutes. So I'm going to close it here. So for me and all of my friends and all of my Mafia awesomely, yes, enjoyment, whatever that meant, good night everybody, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.